He's currently in maximum security prison in the UK, as I said, Belmarsh, as a prisoner. During the trial of Chelsea Manning, it was confirmed that no US personnel were put at risk or harmed due to the publications. Now, this Assange case has been going on for over 10 years. Understandably, respected psychiatrists have identified Assange as a person at high risk of suicide. On one occasion on his way to court, he was handcuffed 11 times, strip-searched twice, and his case notes were confiscated by prison authorities. In 2010 and 2011, WikiLeaks published material provided by Chelsea Manning, who was born Bradley Manning, a former United States Army soldier who was convicted in 2013 of violations of the Espionage Act after leaking material to the publisher WikiLeaks. She was imprisoned from 2010 to 2017, but then her sentence was commuted by President Obama. In other words, she was pardoned, not so Julian Assange. As I've said, he's been imprisoned in Belmarsh, a maximum security prison in the UK reserved for violent criminals and offenders, imprisoned without any conviction. The former Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce last year defended Julian Assange's right to remain in the UK. Mr Joyce made a very valid point that America, which has been pursuing Mr Assange for years, quote, would never hand over one of their citizens in the form they are asking the UK to hand over one of ours. Said Barnaby Joyce, quote, if he's deported, he should be deported to Australia. Well, appeals are now being made to the Boris Johnson government to stop this Queenslander being sent to America. Barnaby Joyce is right when he said that Mr Assange never stole any files. Bradley Manning did. Quote, Mr Assange did publish them, but that was not a crime in Australia at the time, and Mr Assange was not in the United States. The High Court of England and Wales has now overturned a district court decision from January last year that Mr Assange should not be extradited. The US government has now had that decision overturned, and Mr Assange could be extradited to America and put on trial. Well, Gabriel Shipton is the brother of Julian Assange, and he joins me tonight. Gabriel, thank you for your time. What is the latest?
So, on the 19th of April, the UK magistrate sent the extradition order to Priti Patel, the UK Home Secretary. And so now the extradition order sits with the UK Home Secretary, waiting for her to sign it, basically, and order Julian's extradition from the UK. So this is the first time that there is no legal proceeding in the UK. This case is now entirely political. It's in the hands of the UK Home Secretary, and so now it falls to her to sort of reject the extradition or push forward with it.
That could happen in a couple of weeks.
We're expecting that by June 20.
What's his health like?
Well, at these times, he's deteriorating, and it has been for the last 3 or 4 years. At these particular times, this is a very stressful time with this extradition looming over his head, and he's not in a good way.
What does the documentary seek to achieve?
Well, we really set out, the Julian that I know, everyone who knows Julian knows that he's a gentle genius, goofy, has a goofy sense of humour, is very supportive to the people around him. But there was this sort of disconnect that we saw between the Julian that we knew and the Julian that was often represented through the media headlines, through antagonistic interviews and things like that. So the documentary really seeks to sort of humanise Julian through the people who love him. Obviously, Julian's in prison, so he can't feature in the film. So we follow Julian's dad, John Shipton, who's my dad as well, and his journey to save his son.